Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HERBMAN Show.
Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HERBMAN, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie HERBMAN is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we're bringing to the world. All right, so I am your homie HERBMAN. I am your resident herbalist. All right, and today we're going to be talking about the most consumed fruits. Okay, the most consumed fruits and their benefits and how we can utilize these fruits as medicine. Now, this is very important because, again, these are the most consumed fruits, but we need to know what they're really good for and how they are really helping the body and how we can utilize them as medicine moving forward. Okay, now make sure you understand first before we begin that these all need to be as organic as possible. No pesticides, no herbicides, no anything. Okay, they need to be as organic as nature will allow them to be. Okay, because anytime that we're starting to mess with these fruits, it really reduces all of these effects that you're going to hear today. Okay, it really reduces them. So we're going to first start off with the most consumed fruit in the world, and it's going to be tomatoes. Okay, now tomatoes, we know, are very good for heart disease. Okay, it has lycopene, it has leucine in it, and it has zeaxanthin. Okay, now all three of these and more stuff that the tomato has in it are going to be very good as medicinal properties. Okay, especially lycopene is going to be kind of anti-cancer. Okay, and you're going to see this in a lot of these particular fruits as we move forward. You're going to hear these particular three a lot. Okay, now lutein and zeaxanthin is going to be antioxidants. Okay, these antioxidants are going to be very good also to help us with cancer fighting radicals, but it's also going to be good for skin health and all of these other things, that eye health and stuff like that. Those are going to be kind of the reverberating things you're going to hear in all of these most consumed fruits. Okay, and tomatoes are good, like I said, they're good for cancer because of the lycopene. It's good for depression, osteoporosis, fractures, night blindness because of the antioxidants. It's good for itchy scalp and dandruff because what happens is the nutrients in the tomato keeps the hair pH balanced. Okay, and when you keep the hair pH balanced, obviously now you have good blood circulation to that particular area right there, and then you don't really have the itchy scalp and the dandruff and all that type of stuff. It's also going to be good for diabetes. I know we've heard tomatoes being good for diabetes, again anemia because of the iron content and all that type of stuff. But tomatoes are very fat free. All right, and they have zero cholesterol in it, so that's going to be very good for weight loss and stuff like that. And especially if you're drinking tomato juice and all that type of stuff, it's going to be very good for the prostate, very good for skin wrinkles. It has a high potassium. It has B5 in there, which is going to be very good for like your digestive system, biotin, calcium. All this stuff is going to be good for bone health, good for teeth growth, which is why you can which is why it's good for fractures and all that type of stuff. So I had to write a lot of this stuff down because there's so much going on in these fruits. This is just a small tidbit of really the medicinal benefits that these fruits have. Okay, so you can go and do your research and really get a lot more information. I know a lot of people don't really like tomatoes, or they get sick when they eat tomatoes. So I advise you that if you really want this particular medicinal properties from this particular fruit, then try to eat cheese with it. Okay, eating cheese with tomatoes will help you not get sick from tomatoes. All right, now I know people may have a problem with cheese, therefore you may have to X out this fruit altogether, but tomatoes in its purest form is very beneficial to our health, especially our heart health. Okay, now the second one is bananas. Bananas are very, very good for your digestive system, point blank. As you can see, we got diarrhea here. It has tryptophan in there, which is going to help your mood, okay? And it has B vitamins, which are also going to be good for your digestive system. And it has numerous of minerals, magnesium, iron, potassium, all these different things to help with heart health, as well as calcium deficiencies. Bananas are very good for morning sickness, acid reflux, very good for skin diseases as well, okay? Bananas are very good for depression because of the tryptophan, which really helps our serotonin levels. It's going to be very good for heartburns, anemia, macular degeneration, right? Because of the high content of vitamin A, you're going to get very good help with eye issues and night blindness and all that type of stuff. Very good for warts, PMS, hangover. Again, it has high vitamin A, so that's going to be good for the eyes. For the PMS, it has high content of B6, and that's going to be very good for the mood swings that are associated with premenstrual syndrome. All right, it's going to be very good at regaining the lost electrolytes that we utilize in our bodies. Okay, and because it's good as an antacid, then that's where you're getting the heartburn and the acid reflux relief from. Okay, got very good antacid in it. Obviously, it's going to be very good for boosting one's energy. Very good for maintaining and helping out reduce the risk of strokes. Okay, very good for also helping those with smoking addictions. Okay, you probably didn't know that, but bananas are very good with helping people out who have smoking addictions. All right, now the one thing you want to do with bananas, you want to avoid eating bananas during dinner, right? Because it causes the digestive system to create a lot of mucus, and that can lead to more digestive disorders. Okay, so you want to avoid eating them at dinner, but for the most part, they're very, very good. Now, if you start eating bananas excessively, then it can cause you to have a little bit more weight gain, and it also can cause you to be drowsy and very sleepy. Okay, so again, these have medicinal properties. So when you're looking at using food as medicine, you also got to understand that there may be some contraindications that you have to avoid and look out for. So just heavily consuming them because we know that they're great, you want to always do things in moderacy, but you need to know what these things are good for, because we're going out getting medication for stuff that we actually can start using fruits for. We can start using food for. Okay, so the next one on the list that all well known is the apples. Okay, apples, they say that eating an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Well, basically, if you eat 2 a day, you will maintain very, very good health. Okay, apples are always going to be good for diabetes, heart disease, different cancers, osteoporosis. Again, it's going to be good for fractures, dental problems, Alzheimer's, neurodegenerative problems. It's good for dementia. It's going to be good to stop the buildup of plaque in our arteries. Okay, and it acts as a blood cleanser. One of the great things about apples is they act as a blood cleanser. And it also tones the pancreas. So when you're toning the pancreas, you're keeping that pancreas strong. The pancreas is one of the major components to our digestive system. Okay, so apples are going to be very good for that. They also are very good for lung health, believe it or not. Okay, because of the phenolic acid that's in there, that's very good for lung health, very good for asthma, all that type of stuff. Apples are going to be good for. Apples are also good for detoxifying the liver. Okay, so if you didn't know that, now you know. So people who want to detox the liver, just start eating just start ante up on your apple intake. Okay, and remember to eat the peel of the apple, because that really has a lot of the nutrients and the phytochemicals that is needed to really activate these medicinal properties. You know, so make sure you're cleaning these vegetables off really good and making sure you're eating the peel of the apple. The apple also improves brain function, which is why it's very good for Alzheimer's and dementia. And it also helps cognitive issues as well. So therefore, it allows you to think like you're supposed to be thinking, right? It allows you to use your memory and really react and focus the way that you want to do. Now, one contraindication is that you want to avoid eating these apples at dinner as well, because it will increase the stomach acid due to the pectin skin that's in these apples, okay? So that's one contraindication. Don't eat them at dinner because it can start to increase the stomach acid, and really that could lead to digestive disorders. But you really want to do 2 apples a day. You can do some apple juice. All of that's going to be very good for your heart health, for your blood health, just the overall health of an individual. Apple juice is one of the top fruits for maintaining good overall health, okay? And so the next one is going to be watermelons, okay? Now we know that watermelons are very good, and these are very good as a blood purifier. Okay, a blood purifier. It has beta carotene, lutein in it, zeaxanthin in it as well. So we know they got the antioxidants, and we also know it has the beta carotene. Now, these are going to be very good for a whole slew of things, but when you have these antioxidants in there, especially the lutein and the zeaxanthin, you have to really understand that that's going to be good for the eyes. It's going to be also good for the skin. These are always going to be good for those things. So therefore, watermelons are good for wrinkles. It's good for swelling. It's good for inflammation in the body. It's good for kidney stones that allow you to flush out a lot of toxins. It's good for asthma. It's good for skin issues, hair loss. Okay, because it allows the blood circulation to get to the scalp and start to activate hair growth again. Okay, good for dandruff. Okay, good for heart attack and impotence. All right, good for certain cancers. Prostate enlargement is going to be good for. Again, watermelon is an anti-asthmatic because it has high levels of vitamin C. Vitamin C helps dispel all of that stuff in the lungs. It's good to hydrate the skin. So if you're having oily skin, if you're having problems with pimples and all that type of stuff, watermelon may be your go-to. Also, it has a component in it called citrulline, all right? And citrulline produces arginine, okay? And this arginine helps with blood circulation as well as burning fat. Okay, so this is going to be very good for weight loss if you can get it into your diet. Okay, again, because it acts as a diuretic, that's going to be good for flushing the toxins out of your body, and it's going to be good for flushing that uric acid out of the body as well. Now we know that a watermelon has a high water content of about 90% or better, so that is going to be very good for you because we need that H2O3, okay, which is in fruits. We need that, okay? And so watermelon will do that. You probably don't want to eat any other fruits when you're dealing with watermelon, especially like eat it with the watermelon. So just let watermelon do its thing. Watermelon juice, all those types of things are going to be very good for the blood, and anything that's good for the blood is going to be good for your heart health and your blood circulation and your overall health as well. So now you just understood that apples and watermelons are really, really good for the blood and for the heart, along with tomatoes. Okay, now we understand bananas are going to be very good for the digestive system. So you see how you can kind of start putting these fruits together to handle certain issues that you may or may not be going through. Okay. Now the next one is going to be grapes. Grapes is also good for heart disease. Has high content of fiber in there, high content of lutein and zeaxanthin. Okay, again, those antioxidants are going to be good for the eyes, going to be good for night blindness, going to be good for macular degeneration, all these different things. But grapes is very, very good for acidosis, which is the underlying root cause for a lot of our issues, for a lot of our diseases, is caused by acidosis. And this particular fruit, grapes, which is why you probably hear it so much when you're dealing with alternative medicine or traditional medicine, because of this very reason, it will basically fight that acidosis and really get to the root issue, which is too much acid in the body. It is also good for heart disease, gout, high cholesterol. It's also good for premature ejaculation, tendinitis, atherosclerosis. Is good for cancer, constipation. It's good for indigestion, It's going to be good for a lot of these. All right, so those are some of the things you need to understand. It's going to be good for aging, wrinkles, baldness. It's got a high water content as well, so that's also going to be good for you. It's good for fiber. It has potassium, a lot of iron in there. It reduces your cholesterol. It lowers your blood pressure. It enhances blood circulation. It prevents cancer growth, right, by really encouraging apoptosis within the body. And again, because of all these different vitamin A's and these different antioxidants, going to be very good for healthy eyes. Okay, it eases the bowels, and again, we know that it's going to improve the skin health based on these antioxidants. Okay, so you start to see this thing where all of them are starting to help certain areas of the body, probably why we consume them most, but we don't really know the medicinal properties that they're really doing behind the scenes. And last but not least are oranges. And remember that this is just a short list of things that these particular fruits really can do for us. And again, if you're eating them in their original format, in their organic form, without all of the chemicals, without all of the tampering and the hybridation of them, then you're really going to get the real true medicinal properties from these particular fruits. All right, so oranges, all right, tops the list, and oranges are going to be very good. And then we have mango at the bottom, so we're not finished yet, but we'll just go with oranges for right now. Oranges are going to be very good for water retention and obesity. I bet you didn't know that. All right, it's high in choline, carotenoids, and zeaxanthin, so it has a lot of antioxidants in there. But its main particular action or main particular nutrient is going to be this choline here. Okay, and what we need to know about oranges is that oranges are very good for ulcers, arthritis, inflammation, constipation, infections, again, kidney stones, wrinkles, blemishes, aging, infertility, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and certain cancers. And again, oranges are fat-free and 0 calories, so it's going to be very good for weight loss. That's why it's very good for obesity. And it's also good for strengthening the heart muscles. All right, now it has ingredients in it called hesperidin and pectin, and these really help out lowering the blood pressure and also preventing the absorption of unhealthy fats. Okay, so that's a very important thing that oranges do, to where it doesn't allow us to get the unhealthy fats in the system, although we may be eating them. So that's very good because it's helping us out in that area. Okay, and that really helps lower high cholesterol. So when you're able to have something within the body that knows how to disperse and how to regulate these fats, then that's going to really benefit us when we're talking about our cholesterol. Okay, and it also has a high level of folate in it, which is going to be very good for helping the male sperm. Okay, it's going to be very good for helping the sperm cells. Okay, also folate is good for women, especially those who are in their child rearing years. Okay, so that's going to be very good for that. The vitamin A, again, is going to be very good for the eyes. The vitamin C is going to be very good for anemia and good for the blood. And now oranges have high content of polyphenols, and that's going to be very good for any type of viral infection. So again, if you're talking about viruses, especially what's going on right now, you probably want to get some good old organic oranges and start to add them into the equation. Okay, so that you can start using these fruits as your medicine. And last but not least, we got the mango. Mango is really effective for vaginal discharge, or what they call leukorrhea. Okay, and it has quercetin in it, astragalin, and it has visitin, and along with some other stuff that it has in it as well. Remember that this is just a short list of things that these things really have in them from a medicinal standpoint. But mangoes are going to be good for candida, very good for anemia, very good for loose vagina, very good for prostate issues, very good for certain cancers, aging, pimples, blemishes, night blindness, cataracts, macular degeneration, very good for gastrointestinal diseases. It's going to be very good for infections, infertility, and impotence. All right, and because it's so high in these antioxidants, they're going to be good for all of those skin health issues, all of that eye issues and all that stuff right there. That's what those particular antioxidants are doing for you. All right, and it controls cholesterol due to the vitamin C and due to the lutein in them. It also acts as a skin rejuvenator. So you can just do mangoes if you really have any type of eye issues, any type of eye problems. Mangoes are going to be your sweet cure for those things. Okay, you probably want to go to mangoes first. Also for the skin issues, you can use the skin of the mango and just wipe them on your skin, and it'll create a very smooth texture to the skin. So you can use different parts of these fruits as well to do what you want them to do for you, depending on what it is that you need done. Again, because of the high vitamin A, the eye problems, it regulates the bowels, it enhances your immunity, it also enhances your memory because it has glutamine acid in it. Okay, glutamine acid really helps enhance the memory, so that's going to be very good for that. It acts as an aphrodisiac, which regulates sex hormones, so that's going to be good for women and men. It's going to help the infertility in women, and it's also going to help the impotence in men. So a very good all-around fruit for a lot of different things. Now again, you want to avoid excessive consumption of this particular fruit, because again, eating too much of anything will cause a problem. All right, but I just wanted to allow you guys to understand some of the medicinal benefits of the most consumed fruits that we have on in our disposal, right? And so we need to understand how to use these fruits, right, instead of just consume them without really knowing what's going on with them. But remember, if we continue to grow them in a mass-produced situation, then it's going to lower the effectiveness of all these benefits that we're talking about. Hell, you may not even get nothing but 10% or 20% of the actual medicinal properties out of them if they're not grown properly. You may not even get that much. Okay, so as we continue to move forward, we want to keep these. If we want these so much, and if we need these so much, and if we like these so much, then these are the things that we really want to try to start growing as organically as possible, so that we can really start pulling and extracting out the medicinal benefits that these things really do hold out. And as you see, there's a theme with a lot of these. Very good for heart disease for the most part, very good for skin health for the most part, very good for eye health for the most part, very good for digestive health for the most part. And they're also, because they have so much lycopene and so many antioxidants in them, they're very good for cancers, a lot of different cancers, whether it be prostate, lung cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. These are going to be your go-to fruits. Okay, if you're talking about cleansing your blood, and if you're having poor blood circulation, right, which will lead to heart attacks and lead to a lot of the top diseases that we have. So these are the most consumed fruits, but we're all still dying of the number one killer in the world, which is heart disease. It's because we really need to know how to grow these as organic as possible, and we really need to ante up on how we're using these, how much we're using. Okay, and that will start to tip the scale, because if these are the most consumed fruits, but you're still having high levels of heart disease and stroke and all this, that means that either we're growing these improperly or we're not using these the right way. So it may be user error or grower error, but at the same time, we need to change those things so that we can allow these particular high-end fruits to really give us the medicinal value that they really actually possess. And it's all in growing them. It's all in growing them, and it's all in knowing how to use them. Okay, so that's really what we need to understand when dealing with the most consumed fruits in the world. Now, my two favorite would be the apples and the grapes, especially when you're talking about detoxifying the body, when you're talking about getting over a lot of different major illnesses that they may call the incurables. I would encourage you to really look at apple juice and really look at seeded grapes. Okay, seeded grapes. All right, because those two in a nutshell are very good at detoxifying, very good at astringing the body, and really helping the body dispel a lot of the toxins that are in there. So if you're dealing with kidney issues and kidney stones and all these different things that can hamper us being able to rid ourselves of these toxins, then you want to get to something that can really help that out. Right? Really kind of pull all of those things out of the body so that we can start over and give a new understanding, a new take to the body. Okay? Again, if you're looking for digestive issue problems, then of course the banana and the mango are going to be very good. The banana and the mango are going to be very good because they're very fibrous and stuff like that. So they're going to be very good at helping with the digestive, very high in potassium. That's also going to be good for heart health as well. So again, these are the most consumed fruits, but we still have high levels of disease and certain issues that these fruits are supposed to help. If you look at this list of 7 things, 3 or 4 of them are allocated to heart. Tomatoes, apples, grapes. Well, that's 3. So you got 3 of these out of the 7 that are allocated to the heart. Okay, so if we're consuming a lot of these fruits and we still have high levels of heart disease, please understand that that's something that we definitely need to rectify moving forward, and we got to understand why is that. And again, I believe that it's going down to the growth of these particular fruits and also to the using of these fruits. We don't really know how to use them and why to use them, okay? But high levels of lycopene, high levels of antioxidants, these will continue to work for us as we move forward once we start growing them and once we start knowing how to use them. I didn't want to make this video long, but I definitely wanted to make it strong. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go tell somebody your homie HERBMAN was on. And until next time, love HERBMAN.
Yo, good people. Welcome to the HERBMAN Show.